What if Deku was sent from Undertale Part 17? If I was correct. Anyway, let's just begin. When I left off, Sen meet with the player and now meet with Bat Noir or Betty. A few days has passed and the hero having a meeting to what happening. Sen with them and explain what happened. Sen explained that the player is working with All for One and Sen say that the player have a friend that help her. And by the look of it, she knew something more than we thought. All Might say, what do you mean by that? Sensei, you see All Might? Betty have a quirk or a power that can create some a spear using her own body part. And the spear is the same one that attacked Freeze on the sports festival. All Might say, are you saying that she are that girl named Betty are the one behind the what happened in the sports festival? Sensei, yeah. And Sensei, and by the look of it, they are working all for one. But I think they are having more. They're having more than what. Wait again. Sensei that both player and that Betty, I think they will work for something else. They say that they want to create a reset button. Everyone confused except for Papyrus and Andai and Endeavor say. And the hero in this is Papyrus, Andai, Fat Gum, Headshot, Night Eye, Best Genius, Miracle, Monty. No, not Monty Lady. Best Genius, Hawk, Endeavor, and All Might. And Grantin, you know. Anyway, Sensei. No, it never say. What is this reset button you mean? Sensei, you know about Papyrus and Undyne is actually from another dimension, right? It never say, yeah, we hear that. Yes, what about it? Sen explained that in that world there are no in my universe before. In our universe, when Phrase fall into underground, she have a power called reset and load and save. And Sen explained about what this power is. And everyone was in shock to know that she can revive herself using that type of power. And they never say that's such a powerful quirk, such a powerful power. If somebody get on their hand on that, it would be quite a problem. Sensei, yeah, and if and it be more worse if one of the people that cannot reset remember everything, they might go insane. And it never say. So how do you remember this? Sensei, there are 1% of the entire monster in underground that actually can remember this, and I was unlucky one to remember this. And they will say, so you remember what they did? Sensei, yeah. Sensei explained that the villain will know. Sensei that he put a tracker on one of the villain and one of the normal that attacked the sport no the forest. And Sensei that we have to prepare ourselves. So you guys think how what day we will attack? And all might say no. Not I say it's but look of it, it only will take about 10 days. No, about a week. Sensei, they're enough for me. So not I. Can I leave this to you and Endeavor to prepare everything? Sen, no, not I say, of course. Sensei, thank you. And Sensei, so the meeting is over, right? They agree. Naai and Endeavor is thinking of plan, and they're having a help from Under and Papyrus. A few days, Sen is staying in his room, and he thinking to what the player might do. He think that the player might backstab All for One, and somehow he might think that the player will steal All for One quirk. And Sen say if they got Airy, if they got Airy quirk, it would be dangerous. And then Sam feels something. He feels a sad emotion. Sam go outside of his room and look around, and he see in the corner to see that Fritz and Char is crying. Sam was in surprise, and he immediately ran to them and asked, "What happening? Are you two okay?" They started to cry and say, "No." Sam tried to comforting them, and they say it's our fault. And Sam was confused, and Sam is trying to comforting them. Sam brought them to the living room and made a tea, and they give he gave to Fritz and Chara, and Fritz and Chara getting calm, and Sam asked, "What do you guys mean by it's your fault?" Fritz and Chara say, "When we when no Fritz say when I fall from the underground, I the cause of you having depression. Am I right?" And Chara say, "And I'm not helping it because I was consumed by hatred before, and I do the genocide route in a row about 3 times, no, about 30 times in the road in row. Both of them is blaming himself to what happened to Sen, to why Sen get HP getting low, and Sen getting depressed." And Fitz and Chara say, "And it's because of us that you get hurt." No, Fritz say, "And it's because of me that you have a scar on your chest, and because of me that the player is roaming around in this universe." And Chara say, "And it's because of us. We is more like a burden. We is we are holding you back, even when we in the the forest training camp. We are just holding you back. You have to save us. We cannot even do a little. We cannot even do what you say correctly. We are useless." Then go at them and hug them and say, "No, you are not. In fact, you are it's actually opposite of what you guys say." Well, then was confused and asked, "What do you mean by that?" Sensei, "You see, before when you I never blaming you too for what happened in the underground. It was in the past, and when we come to this universe, you guys know about I lost my family member." Both Fritz and Charles say, "Yeah." And Sensei, I was I was in depression as well back then, and I was feel despair, and I feel lonely. Nezu and Miss Izumi helped me a little, but I still feel empty inside of my heart. And then you both of you come and fill it in. I was happy to see both of you, to see all of them, but I am most happy to see both of you smiling. So please don't blame yourself. Sid and Chara hearing this started to cry and hugged him tighter. And Sensei dared while patting both of them on the head. On a head, both Fritz and Chara is calm now, and they stop crying. Sensei, no, he sigh and say, "It's my fault that both of you crying, so I will do whatever you guys want. Just one thing, so better think what you guys want now." Both Fritz and Chara say, "Anything?" Sensei, yeah. Both Fritz and Chara think of something, and then they look at each other and they turn red. And then both of them look at Sand and say, no, they go at Sand, and Fritz is on the side, in the left side of Sand, and Chara is on the right side of Sand, and both of them whisper at Sand's ears, and they say, "We want to do it with you." Sand was confused, and then he just realized what both of them mean, and Sand starting to blush and say, "Are you too sure?" Both of them nod. Sand sigh and say, "Well, this is why I never want to make a promise." And both Fritz and Chara starting to giggle and say, "Yep, that's why." And then both of them kiss Sand. Sand say, "Come on, let's go to the bathroom. Let's go to the bedroom." Both of them nod. They go to the bedroom and they started to take off their clothes. Sand seeing both Fritz and Chara mature body, and he started to something to getting hard, and his bone getting hard and bigger, and he take off his pen and Prince see his judgment sword. And Sensei, are you two ready? Well then take a deep breath and say, yeah, yeah, we're ready. So San literally, you know what, do the deed on Fritz and Chara. Sans they do it entire night, and when it come to morning, two of them is sleeping, and Sans started to wake up, and he looked beside him to see that Fritz and Char is sleeping while they still naked. And Sans starting to think, well, I hope no Sensei. Thank God that I wear protection this time. And he say, thank you Tori for giving this. And on Tori house, he feel something and say, why does I feel like why does I feel so proud right now? Oh, and Erido are staying with Toriel because of San think of plan, and he know that Toriel can protect Eri. Anyway, a few days has passed, and now it's calm. To the hero attack the League of Villains hideout, and the normal the where the factory of the normal and capture all of them. Everyone capture the villain and the normal, and then there are black liquid portal coming out and absorb everyone. And when they are in the place of it's quite a space era to war and fight, and there comes someone from the portal. It was all for one. Everyone is on their guard, but Sen see something is weird. Sen look closely to see the all for one. Sorry about that. My brother is just come in. and try to finding something. Anyway, Sam looked to All for One body and he see there are blood on All for One tuxedo, and he see that it's All for One own blood. And then All for One fell down. Everyone was confused and in shock to what happened. And then there's someone coming out while hearing a laughter. Sen hearing this laughter, he somewhat remember the voice who the voice is. But he still cannot he feel weird because it's like the voice of the player or Betty. Sen say, who there? Is it Betty or the player? Or is it you, player? Let's go a few months before, after what happened in the sports festival. The player meet with Bat Noir or Betty, and the player asks, "Who are you, and why are you helping me right now?" No. Betty say, "Well, aren't you a rude one? After all, I helping you to get free and to get control of Fritz just for a moment." But the player started was in surprise and she say, "Wait, you are the one that helped me take control of Fritz." The player say, no, Betty say, "Yep, that's me." The player, no, the player asks, why do you want to help me? And what your goal?" The Betty smile and he say, "Well, you see, you might think this is stupid, but I'm actually want you to help me to create the reset button so we can reset it from the beginning." The player asks, "What do you mean from beginning?" Betty say, "Well, you see, the girl with the white hair and a horn, she has a quirk called Rewind, remember? And you want to capture her to use quirk to somewhat having a power of rewind. Am I right? Power to somewhat like reset." And the player say, "Wait, how do you know about the reset button?" Betty say, "Well, you see, I'm actually not from this universe. I am the same one. I am from the universe, from the same one that you come from." And the player say, "What?" The Betty say, "You see, my name is Amber. I was one of I was a princess of the human before the attack, before the war of and monster and the human." And the players say, "Wait, what?" Betty explained that her sister killed her. If I remember, Betty's real name is Amber and her sister killing her. And I will make up this story a little and say that her sister say that the monster killed Bat, Bat Noir. No, kill Amber, and that why his brother, the king, having a war, letting the war and seal the monster kind in the underground. And Betty, no, the place say, are you saying that it's because of the one person lie makes the entire underground go, entire monster go was sealed in underground? Betty say, yep, it is. And Bet And the player asks, you say, but the war is a long time ago, so how you still live and young, and you say you die, so how do you still alive? And Betty say, well, you see, I am somewhat a glitch. And the players say, wait, a glitch? The players say, no, Betty say, well, you remember the light that, the purple light that shine. My soul somewhat trapped in the in Mountain Abbot, and this, not only that, after the soul, after the light consume and teleport all the entire monster from underground to this universe, I somewhat reborn. But I was reborn about hmm five about 6 years ago. No, about 8 years ago. And the players say, so you was teleport here 8 years ago, and you are planning this a long time, am I right? And they say, yep. And the players say, so what your real goal is? And and Betty say, well, you see, I want him. I want Sand, or I want Izuku Midoriya, or you guys call him Sand, or Senzi. And the players say, wait, what? Betty say, you see, he are one of the interesting one of all monsters and the human now. He have a power that could take over a whole country if he wanted to, but he choose not to. He a person that choose to live a normal life that have a power that can destroy entire country, but choose to live a normal life. That make me interested in him, and I see what happened to his life, and see how his good it is, and how he become more stronger and build his own path. That make me having a crush. I have it falling for him after what he did, but both of them, they ruined my everything. The players say, you mean Fish in Chara? Betty say yes. And Betty say, what about we make a deal? If you help me, we can share him. The players say, wait, what do you mean? Sharing him. Betty say, don't be, are you kidding me? I know. You secretly having a crush on Sand. Am I right? Betty say, no, no. He just, he just, uh, I hate him. So that's why I fighting him. And Betty saying, you lie. You better try make a good lie. And Betty say, you fighting him because you want him to hurt you. You love how he fight you. That's why you always go to genocide run. Do you want to see him give you a bad time? Am I right? And the player cannot say anything because it was true. And you guys must think this is cliche anime logic. But screw you all. My way my way. Anyway, Betty say, do you want to take a date still or not? The player side say fine, I will take it. In these few months, they was they was killing and collecting soul for something, and this go until before the before the hero attacking the League of Villains. Betty and the player is meeting with All for One, and Betty say that the player need a quirk, a regeneration quirk, and All for One agreeing with this. All for One put his hand on the player head and giving him the quirk, but then the player grabbed All for One arm, raised off his hand, and somehow controlling him to forcing All for One to give him more quirk, her more quirk. All for One is getting in pain, and then he dropped to the ground. The player stole every quirk, even quirk All for One. All for One said, "What did you do?" The player say, "Oh, easy, I just stole everything, every quirk that you stole." And then All for One said, "Tap!" Before he can finish his work, he was stabbed by a spear that Betty created, and Betty pulled out All for One soul, and All for One soul is determination, soul of determination, and then All for One dropped dead, and then the player says, "So what now?" Betty say, "You remember about we can have him, right? Having sand." The player say, "Yeah, we will sharing him. Am I right?" And Betty say, "Not quite." And the players say, "What do you mean by that?" Betty show the player what her soul is, and the player was surprised to see what Betty's soul is. He see that her soul is pink, and the player never see this before, and say, "What attribute is this?" The, Betty say, her attribute is fear. I consuming people fear to become more stronger. And Betty and Betty taught the player to show her quirk, her soul, and the player show her soul, and the player would just never look on her own soul, and the player see that her soul was actually a monster soul, and the player was surprised. And Betty say, "We will become the strongest being." And the player, no, Betty, somehow combining her soul with the player. The player was surprised, and then a big giant light shined the room, and when the light is is fade out, there are one person standing. The player and Betty is gone. It's just that person. The person looked at her own arm and hand, and she say, "Wow, so this is what it feels to have both sort of a monster and a human." Interesting. If you guys don't understand, the player and Betty is fused, and I and her and the person tried to think of a name for herself, and she have an idea and call herself Beta. Sorry about this, but I have to stop it for a second. Okay, sorry for cutting off that short, but my parent bothering me. So anyway, I say that Betty, the person called herself Beta. So let's go back to where I left off to send meet with Beta. Beta coming out from the portal and low at San with a smile. And Beta have quite an asset. Why do I even tell them about that type of stuff? Anyway, Beta have a long hair and he look at Sen and say, "Hello, Senzi." Sen say, "So who are you, Betty or the player?" Beta say her name. "My name is Beta. I am the fusion between the player and Betty or Bet Noir." Sen thinks to himself, fusion. So, by the look of it, they combine their soul, combining them their soul to become one. Damn it. So that means they have a power like a god. Ugh. Sensei, so why are you here? And why is All for One dead? The players, he explained everything and he thought that he have All for One now and all the quirk that All for One been steal have been stealing all these years. Sensei, so you stole All for One quirk? Yeah? Yep, pretty much. And you kill him. Beta say yep. And that's just a corpse, right? Sam pointing at All for One corpse. And Beta say yep. And Sam say good. Everyone was confused what they just say. And Sam summoned a Gaster Blaster and blast of fire a laser. I don't know what the blaster firing. But it incinerate part of All for One corpse to nothing left, even not even a bone. And they and Sensei, that's much better. Everyone look at San and Sensei, what? What? They guys killed my parents and stole my sister's quirk. And you guys don't think that I will not and you guys think that I will not kill him? Nah. They already killed him. So that at least let me destroy his entire body, his entire corpse. Everyone think to themselves, he have some issue. Beta started to laugh and say, "This way, you are interesting one, you know that?" Sensei, yeah, know that pretty much. But I have to destroy. I have to kill you. And Beta say, "Oh, why don't you try to capture me?" And Sensei, "Because you are too dangerous to live alive. So the good idea is to kill you." And Beta say, "So you will dirty your hand by killing me, you know that?" Sensei, "Done that before and I don't regret anything. So let's just begin." Sen he command everyone to attack Beta. All the range or far range attack Beta and with all they got. And there are big cloud of smoke. And they will say, "Did we get him? Did we get her?" And then the cloak is fade out and they see a figure. And when it fade out completely, they see that Beta is still standing and they were in shock that she still looked like she don't hurt at all. But something is wrong. Her arm is gone now, and Beta look at it and say, "Oh my! Give a second." Beta regenerate a new arm, and everyone in shock. And and Centaur frees Chara to help him. Sen using his power to fusing with Soul of Bravery to become a Bravery Sen. And and Chara and Freeze using Soul Burst, and using their quirk. And Freeze and Chara is no Freeze can use 100% now, and Chara is as strong as Freeze. So both of them is pretty OP. Anyway, Freeze and Chara help Sen fighting with Beta. Beta is dodging, and Beta punch is equal to Freeze and Chara. And Beta is push are pushing back. No, Freeze and Chara is pushing Beta back. And Beta knowing this, so he jumped backward on top of a building. And she say, "Well, I was well, I was I was staying to use this after I killed all of them. But look of it, I have to use it now." Everyone was confused, and Beta put her hand to the air, and there's something coming out. He has she has Akuma, and Akuma let it out all the soul that Betty and Killer have been collecting all this time, and everyone was in shock to see how many souls there are. And Sensei, why do they have so many souls? They need to a soul to. Are they going to become a god? But they need a monster soul. And Beta looked at Sen, and she told Sen and Frizz and Chara to look closely to her soul. They looked to see that no, they looked and they were in shock to see that Beta soul is a soul of a monster and pink have a pink soul in it. They was confused. They was confused. And Beta is Zob and Sen told them, "We have to stop her now." Three of them tried to attack Beta, but it was too late. Beta consumed all the soul that he of Betty and the player been collecting all these 6 months. And then Beta become a big glow of light, calm. And when the light is fade out, they see that Beta hair is no longer. Is her hair is long into his feet, as long of his entire body. And Beta clothing is now like a dress. And Beta says, "So this is the power of a god." Hmm, interesting. Chara say, "We have to stop her now." Chara try to Chara and Seth try to attack her, but Beta will just swing off her hand, off her arm, pushing San, Chara, and Freeze back to a building. They try again and again, and Beta say, Senzi, do you think that Senzi? No, Beta try to create something and Sen seen this, and and Sen looked to see that they are creating a reset. But how? Sen shout, how can you create a reset button? You don't have any quirk. Did you steal her quirk when we capturing them? Beta said no. We actually copy her quirk. Sen said with copy, and Sensei realized something. Don't, are you telling me that? And Beta said, yup, I stole a quirk of the guy named Monoma. His quirk was quite useful. His quirk can only he had a limit time, but with all for one quirk, I evolve this quirk to become perfect copy. So I can create the quirk and I don't need to steal anyone quirk anymore. I don't need to steal anyone quirk. And then think to himself, shit, she become more stronger than before. And Sensei, what did you do to Monoma? Beta say, don't worry, I I co- I stole his quirk. I stole his quirk, and then I replaced his quirk with a new one. I give him air manipulation. So yeah, I have his copy quirk and I give him a quirk of elemental. I say they're a good deal. But anyway, I will create the reset button. Fitzgerald and Sen immediately tried to attack Beta with all they got, but it no, it was useless because Beta always swing her arm around to push Fitzgerald and Sen back to a building, and Beta successfully create the reset button, and Sen is on the ground, and Beta Sen look to the ground and say, "Damn it, we failed." Sen, but then Beta started to walk to him, and he put his her hand on Sen's cheek, no, on Sen's chin, and make him look upward to her. And Beta say, "How about we make a deal?" Sen say, "A deal? I will not." Beta say, "I will not reset, but in condition, you have to be mine." Sen say, "What?" Beta say, "You hear me? I want you to become mine and mine only. And I will not reset." And Beta say, "You have a choice. So what will you choose?" Sen tried to think of something, and before he can say his answer, Beta was met to a punch to the face by Fritz and Chara. And Sen looked at Fritz and Chara, and he see that Fritz and Chara is pissed right now. And Beta look and say, what a nuisance. Fritz and Chara shout, "You will not let we will not let you have him. He's belong to us." Beta started to get annoyed, and three of them fighting. Somehow Fritz and Chara getting more stronger. Beta still have a upper hand. Fritz and Chara using Soul Burst. and their quirk somewhat evolved to become more stronger. Beta say, I have enough. Beta create a knife and stab Fritz in Chara to the stomach. Punch no, he punched Fritz and Chara to the air and then create a knife and stab them and sending them flying to the ground. Sensing this and he said no. Sen tried to walk but he's so tired. And then Beta fly down to Sen and say, there, Sensi. There will not be in our way anymore. Sen looked at Fritz and Chara. They actually is bleeding and beat up. And Sen looked at this. And then you look at Sen and try to hug him. And then something there's something weird coming from Sen. Sen starting to show a black darkness aura around his body. And Beta seeing this and she was confused. Sen, Sen started to scream, and the force of the scream and the pressure of the dark energy pushed Beta away. And then Sen stand up. Beta looked to Sen's eye to see that his white part of his eye is now red. And Sen go attack Beta with all his god. Sen is on his rampage mode. Sen immediately blades to Beta and punch her on the chin, sending her flying. Beta think to herself, that hurt. Beta started to smile and say, yes, more, more, more. Sen tried to attack Beta with all his god, and Beta always say more, 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 like a masochist. Beta started to fly and say, yes, give me more. You are the only one that make me feel something. These words are not these words are unworthy to stand. These words are unworthy to live between us. Sand's growing energy. Attack Beta. Fritz and Chara stand up and look at what is happening. Sand punched Beta, sending her fly to the wall. Beta was happy, and he waiting for another one, but it's not calm at all. Beta was confused, so he started to walk to where Sand is, and when he see where Sand is, she was pissed because of Fritz and Chara hug him. No, Fritz, Chara, and Sand hug each other. Let's go to separate perspective. Sand, after seeing Fritz and Chara get beat up and bloody, his darkness and anger controlling him. His hate is consuming him. Sand was enraged and Sand said, I will make you pay for all you did. Sand fight the player, no, Beta, with all his god. And then, and then, and when Sand punched Beta to the wall, Sand tried to walk to Beta, and Chara and Fritz immediately go to him and hug him and try to stop him from moving. Sen is trying to push them away, but it was useless. Chara always come back and they hug him more tighter. Fritz and Chara say, San, please, wake up. Have your sands, please. We don't want to we don't want to lose you. They beg for San, and San hearing this, he heard a little bit of whispering, but it was yell. The whispering becomes louder and louder to become a yell. And San hear and he wake up from the berserk mode. And Sen see that Ichara is hugging him while crying. And Sen hug them and say sorry to make you worry. Ichara say, you dummy, you dummy. And then Beta shouted, get away from him! Get away from him! She, he belonged to me! Me and me only! No, mine and mine only! I will make sure. I will make sure enjoying killing both of you. Sensei, you will not kill them. Beta say, Sensei, you may be strong, but I'm a god. You cannot defeat me. Sensei, well, in in this in this stage I cannot. No, in this form I cannot. But the only thing to fight a god is another god. Beta, Betty, and Chara was confused, and then Sen summoned all the soul. The bravery, passion, justice, integrity, perseverance, kindness, and Sen's own soul, determination, and soul of a monster. Sen using all the soul, becoming a god itself. Sen say, wow, time to have a real fight. Sen create a bone sword and go to fight Beta. Beta create a sword and try to block it, but the sheer force of Sen hit, sending her flying even though she blocked. Beta say, incredible. Your power is, you really are surprising. You know that? Sen say, yeah, I do, but you will be more surprised after you saying this. Beta was confused, and then Sen ran up to Beta with a high speed, tackling her, and then Sen created a portal behind her. The portal is sucking Beta and Sen, and then after Sen and Beta go inside of after Sen and Beta go through the portal, Sen immediately closed the portal. Beta pushing Sen backward, and Beta look around to see that they are not in Tokyo or Japan or even the Earth. They are on the moon. Sen say, no, Beta say, so why do you want to, so why are you, so why are you sending us to the moon? And Sen say, easy, because we can go all out now. While smirking, and Beta smirk as well. And they and Sensei, no, Beta say, very well then. Sen is fighting. I'm sorry guys, I was unconscious for a second.